Hello everyone and welcome back to Hockey Talk. I'm your host Jack Brooks and today I will be recapping yet another prediction that I made before the season started. And now before we get started, last episode I didn't do a bold prediction, so I will do one this podcast. And on that note, let's get started in this episode. So if you listened to the show a long time ago, then you would probably know that before the season started, I said that the St. Louis Blues will shock everyone this season. And what I mean by shock is making the playoffs and possibly shocking everyone at how good they did. No, shocking everyone at how good they did during the regular season, and then possibly shocking them how everyone going in the playoffs very far, not too far though, but they will definitely surprise people. And now here's what I think. Here's how they're doing so far. They have a 7-8-3 record and last in the division. Now I know you're already thinking, "Wow, you are way off. Why would you say that?" Now here's the thing: we have definitely seen NHL teams go back and forth when it comes to looking up and all of a sudden falling down. Colorado Avalanche. We've seen them look down at the beginning of this season and managed to come up big time. Once again, Colorado Avalanche, and they're in their division, so that can still happen. But now listen, I still think they will shock people because to me, they have an unstable, and I mean unstable division. Last year, they didn't make the playoffs because the Avalanche just barely knocked out the Blues. They came so close, but yet so far. But to me, with the unstable division, here's what I mean by that. Yes, I know when you look at it, they have the superstar Nashville Predators. You have the Wild. You have the Winnipeg Jets. All phenomenal regular season teams, but yet the Predators are the one team that can make it far in the playoffs, and they'll still choke in the Stanley Cup. But we are talking about regular season here. Now listen, when it comes to regular season, all you got to think of is making the playoffs. Sure, the top three spots in the division will already be taken because it's always Predators in first place, and then the Wild or the Jets fighting for second and third, but no one is coming in between that. In the rest of the division, it's all about the wild card. Right now, the Colorado Avalanche are in the second wild card spot in the conference, and then the other team in the division, the Dallas Stars, are in the top wild card spot, but with their division, they ain't going further than that. So what happens is the Blackhawks, very unstable team, in second last place. They were good in 2015, have sucked since then. Then you have the Colorado Avalanche. Like I said, they look up, they go down. They look down, they look down, they'll go up. This is a good hockey team at times, but for me, they won't be able to make the playoffs because of the unsuccessful management when it comes to defense, giving away too many draft picks and getting a bunch of prospects for those draft picks and not using them. So definitely the Avalanche are an easy team to get by, even with a team with the hard offense like the Blues. And then also you got the Dallas Stars. Now listen, the Dallas Stars, they are very, very no one gives them any credit. Yes, they can be good at times, but they will very rarely make the playoffs. And when they do, they're in the wild card and will get swept or maybe lose in 5 games. But still, this is an unstable division when it comes to regular season teams, when it comes to making the wild card or still managing to make the playoffs, because like I said, the top 3 spots will always be taken. So very unstable division. So to me, the Blues can definitely take advantage of that. We've seen them take advantage of it many years, and to me, they'll shock people from going to last to maybe the top spot in the wild card. And what they need to do, they need to also make trades. Now not a lot of trades have been happening. Like I've told you guys, I'm going to try to do a trade segment on who made the right move in certain trades, but I can't because there hasn't been a lot of them. I definitely do need quite a bit to make an entire episode off of it, but this team's management is phenomenal. We've seen them rebuild their defense. We've seen them rebuild their offense. We've seen them can use $9.7 million on 3 prospects that they never actually used to this day. Yes, they can be bad at times, but this management can also be very good. Believe it or not, the Blues management are one of the best in their conference. I know with the record it doesn't look like that, but they make the right call. It's just the players cannot execute, and I know that's the whole point of managing to get players, but trust me, I've looked it up. They're one of the best management in the conference. And so definitely they can count on the division. Like I said, to choke. All they got to do for me is make some trades, definitely rebuild their defense a little bit. I know their offense is quite strong, actually. It's just their defense that does need a lot of work. So if they do that, they'll definitely need to still shock people. And now, as promised, I will do a bold prediction. This week's bold prediction will be the Avalanche will end up in 6th place in the division at the end of this season, and here's why I think that. If you listen to my last episode, you already know how I talked about it. You can count on them to choke. And if you're wondering why I said 6, that's because the Blackhawks will finish in last. That's not a prediction, it's just the truth. So definitely a team that is able, that you can count on them to choke. Like I said, Blackhawks will finish in last. This is, once again, an unstable division, but if the Stars can manage to keep that top wild card spot, and like I said, the Blues, if they manage to pick it up, the Avalanche definitely have a very good chance at being in 6th place because the Blackhawks are pretty much screwed at this point. And that's what I'm going to end this episode on. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like the podcast and leave a comment down below on if you think the Blues will make the playoffs and shock some people or not. Also, please join me here on next week's Saturday where I will do yet another episode. And until then, I'm Jack Brooks, signing off for now here on Hockey Talk.